Welcome to another episode of Pump the Brakes. I'm the host, Eric Evans, alongside halfway, Blake Amorine.
What your refusal to do this?
Well,
So simple.
It was. Today's episode, we have our first guest that is not an official friend of the podcast, but that might change after this. We'll be talking March Madness, breaking down our brackets, things I specifically look for, which do not follow because not only am I the worst gambler on the planet, I don't really like college basketball. We're doing a little quarterback carousel. NFL free agency just started, and one of my favorite golf tournaments of the year because it was in my backyard. We will be talking about Valspar. The guest today, all the way from Denver, Colorado. She is, in my opinion, TikTok famous because if you have like a couple followers, like that's pretty dope.
More than you.
Yeah, well, I don't know how to TikTok, but Sunny Hampton. Hello. Welcome to the
guys.
show.
How's it going?
Oh, it's going. We are very excited. Like I said, we haven't really had a guest before that we didn't already know. So this is pretty cool. It's a first for us, and hopefully you would want to come back if we do a good job.
Heck yeah.
I do want to start out. I have a question. When you started this TikTok trend, we first are in a group chat that we gamble a lot, and Blake's wife sent a text message about this parlay that she wanted to place. And we know damn well she did not know what she was actually typing because she used perfect verbiage and everything was correct. And I'll never forget, we were just like in this chat, like, what in the hell is she talking about? So when you did this, you see all of these views you're getting and all of these followers going up. Like, when did you realize, all right, I'm onto something, like this is going to be a thing?
Yeah. So it actually started in college. I used to like have my girlfriends in college text their boyfriends my bets. And this was before betting was legal. So like you had to do it through a bookie.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. And I used to take my friends' phones and send their boyfriends my pics, and they'd be like, who are you with? Like, who are you cheating on me with? And it was always really funny. And it just was kind of a thing I used to do in college with my girlfriends. And then when TikTok became a thing, I was like, I'm just going to try this. So I did it for the Super Bowl. I don't know. It was like my first or second TikTok. And I did it for the Super Bowl. I think it was the Chiefs and the Bucks like 2 or 3 years ago. And I said, text your boyfriend, are you taking, Bucks or Chiefs? Someone was favored. And it just went viral. People were duetting it. People were using the sound. And so the very first time I did it, it went viral. And then I kind of just kept doing it. I've always gambled. My dad growing up was a bookie, low-key. Like not like a big time bookie or anything, but he'd take his friends' bets. And we were college football fans because growing up in Iowa, there's no like professional teams. And he would just ask me, like, do you like Iowa today? The spread's -7. Like, should we take Iowa -7? And I'd be like, yeah, or, I don't think they're going to cover that, whatever. So I've always kind of known the lingo and had my friends do it. And then I did it on TikTok and it clicked. It works. But now the boyfriends are kind of coming onto it. So.
Well, I'm fascinated. You have 2 TikToks that have over, or at least 1 million views. Like, yeah. What does that do to your phone? Like, do you have to silence your notifications, or is it just like nonstop?
Yeah, no, I do not have my TikTok notifications on. Yeah, no, that's overwhelming for me. Like, I'll check it, and like I get a lot of hate comments because sometimes the bets don't hit.
Of course,
but you just ignore them, or you just say like, sorry. But
yeah, if you gamble at all, it's not friend.
Yeah, I would not say I'm a sharp by any means, but yeah, I mean, you just ignore the people, and I choose the picks because that's what I like, but people can agree with them or not. My ultimate goal is girls learn what I'm saying, and then we'll just start gambling because it's fun.
Right.
Makes more
it is a sickness and a disease unlike what you're dealing with now.
Oh man!
So you're from Iowa. You went to the University of Iowa. that was our favorite fade this year because their offense
I bet them never again.
was so bad.
So I want you to sum up Iowa's offense in 3 words.
Fran McCaffrey is crazy. That's 4 words. Yeah.
We'll
I mean,
take
I don't know. I loved the Murray brothers last year. I think they're great. I love the team. Honestly, the best team to bet on is Iowa's women's basketball.
No. Iowa football.
Yeah.
Oh, Iowa football. Their offense is terrible.
Yes.
So bad.
Yeah.
So bad. Our defense
was unbelievable.
It's amazing. It's like one of the best in college football. Yeah, I'm excited about next year. We're getting that transfer from Michigan.
It won't matter.
Don't say that.
Ferentz and Brian Ferentz. This is the worst combo of coaches.
I know.
First off, let me address 2 elephants in the room here. One, I am deathly ill. Most podcasters would probably have set this out. This is my Jordan flu game. Here we are.
Feel better.
2, talking about the hate comments. I just want to get it out. I was going to be one of the hate comments on your TikTok for a bit, but I didn't have a
Which
TikTok
one?
I don't know. I think you had lost quite a few in a row, and I was giving my wife all my free bets, and they just weren't hitting. But you did finally hit one, so look, hey, far be it for me to say anything as I lose all the time. That's all
I'm going to be completely transparent. So a lot of the time I have to choose my bets like 24 hours in advance. That by the time I actually go to place my bet, I fade myself a lot. So I'm actually up a lot of money this year because I fade myself. I probably shouldn't say that.
But as soon as I do that, I'll start hitting. So I can't do it. Like I'm just a loser.
I'm probably the best person to fade on TikTok.
Well,
you don't know Eric Evans.
I'm not on TikTok really, but the Twitter handle for the podcast, it's Free Fades is like the name because I'm so bad. I don't understand. Like I consider myself very intelligent when it comes to like watching sports. Like I know a lot, but that's all I know.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't make a good gambler, though.
And I am so bad at gambling.
You're terrible.
It's so bad.
I've hit 3 in a row. I'm trying to get to 12 in a row.
Got a long ways to go.
I've got 9 more to go. I got to hit 9 more in a row. So 3. I got 4 tonight, and then who knows?
Did you bet on the games last night?
I did.
You did, and you hit both.
I took. God, who did I take? Oh, I took Yale. I took Yale on a live plus 13.5. That hit, and I took the over in the Nuggets. No, that was the night before. I don't know. Like my brain's fried right now. I got it written down. Let's see. Yeah, I took the Nuggets Raptors over 224. I took Yale live. So I got 2. It was a 2-for-1 last night. I'm really supposed to be only doing 1 a day, but I got greedy, and Yale bailed me out because it wasn't looking good for Yale. But when you bet Yale basketball, you just got to get down in the trenches and go to war.
Yeah. This month is rough. I mean,
rough.
This is the best month.
Like I know if I hit tonight, there's no way
really
I'm going to stick to 1 play a day. Like I'm going to be betting 14 things tomorrow. So
well, you have a disease.
I'm just going to go 1 at a time, and I'm going to get to 12 in a row, and I'm going to retire.
All right. Speaking of tomorrow, it is the start of the 2nd greatest tournament in the world.
Okay, behind the Masters, right?
Behind the Masters. And I specify in the world because I want it clearly on record that the World Cup is a joke.
Sidebar real quick. I got caught up watching the World Baseball Classic last night. Yeah. What a fucking abomination that is. I have seen better local Division III baseball than what fucking who was I watching? Canada was putting on the field. Not even Canada.
Great Britain.
Great Britain, yeah. Jesus Christ. They look like they went to the damn UREC and got like 7 guys and said, let's go play a damn classic.
Yeah, it's them and Freddie Freeman. Okay. I don't follow college basketball throughout the entirety of the year. I want that known. I think it is a terrible product.
That's so bad.
But the tournament is electric. When I'm filling out my bracket, I look for teams that can do 2 things well. 1, you have to be able to make free throws. If you can't make free throws, I want nothing to do with you. And can you get hot from behind the arc?
Okay.
So before I even look at matchups, I go through the teams and I say, okay, who can shoot threes? Who can make free throws? I came up with 6 teams that I love.
Okay.
These 6 teams essentially have 0% chance to win it all,
right?
Because there's only like 5 teams that really have a shot. Yep. And we'll get into all this later. The teams that I love, The best team of the bunch is Xavier, the 3 seed. They are 3rd in the country behind the arc and 6th in the country. Well, they're 6th at field goal percentage. Their free throw percentage is why I don't like them to go far. They rank 195th.
Well, that contradicts what you just said.
I know. Well,
I mean, that makes no sense. You literally said
there's
3-pointers and free throws, and you pick a team that's 195 in free throws.
That's why I don't have them going very far.
Okay.
So that is.
But you said you loved them. I'm
so
confused. I couldn't be more.
Will you just listen to me and stop doing this?
I mean, listen to what you said. I love this team.
I do love them.
Okay.
But they're not going to go on a run because they can't make free throws.
So why do you love them?
But they're a 3 seed. Just listen.
Okay. You lost me.
There's 2 teams that I would really like to make a run: Miami and Drake. Miami is 12th from the line and 50th from behind the arc. Unfortunately, they are playing Drake, who's 23rd from the line and 32nd behind the arc. Now, again, the tournament expanded in 1985 to 64 teams. A 1 seed has won it all 24 times, which is 65% of the time. A 1 or 2 seed has won 78% of the time, 1, 2, 3, 89% of the time. So we're basically eliminating 50 teams right off the bat. These teams that I love their value to get to like the Sweet 16 or the Elite 8. Like, I don't think any of these teams are going to win it all. I do have one of them in the Final Four, and that's Michigan. I really have them 15-1 to win their region. Michigan State, yeah, sorry. They're top 33 from the arc, or from 3. Jesus. From free throw, and they're 3rd in the nation at 3-point percentage. Okay. Just got to get hot. They're in the worst region, in my opinion. That's really all I got.
Yeah, so I don't know what that was. The most long convoluted jumble. No wonder you're Terrell Gamble, because you're like, you got to do these 2 things, and then the team you love is awful at doing one of the things. That makes no sense.
Oh, they are.
There's only 8 teams that can win the tournament, period. So among the last 20 title winners, if you look at their Ken Palm, all but one had an adjusted offense inside the top 25, which I think was UConn when Kemba Walker went fucking ballistic, and I think 14 when he just scored 80 points a game. And none of the teams that have won the tournament have ever ranked outside the top 5 in defensive efficiency. So who does that give us? Marquette. No. Arizona. Purdue, who stinks, by the way. Texas. Connecticut. Alabama, Houston, and UCLA. Now, UCLA has got a player hurt or a couple players hurt. I don't know. I can name 5 college basketball players. I'm just reading the data. So one of those 8 teams is going to win the tournament. I don't think it has anything to do with free throws, because you would have to go extrapolate like how many times are they getting to the free throw line to even make it matter. Is their percentage higher because they're getting less attempts, or like I don't understand what that has to do with anything. But you have to do 2 good things in the tournament to win the tournament. You have to play good offense and good defense. But, seriously, think about it.
I agree.
Well,
thank you.
What else is there to do? Offense and defense. There's no other things to do. There's no special team.
But the data.
You can take in like the free throws, tempo, like things like that. But honestly, if you play good offense and you play good defense, you're going to win the tournament.
Well, you guys are technically correct. If you play good offense and you play good defense, you're probably going to win. That is
like I said, the last 20 title winners have been top 25 in offensive efficiency, and none have ranked outside the top 50 in defensive efficiency. So 8 teams have a chance to win.
I agree with you.
But you don't agree because you love Xavier, who
don't have going. I don't love them to win the tournament. Okay. These are teams like Miami's 5th. I do like Michigan State at 7. Oral Roberts is 12. Drake is 12. Utah State. Like, these are lower seeded teams that I think will win in round 1, potentially get to the Sweet 16. And those are the reasons why I like them.
Gotcha.
Because listen, a lot of these first round games, the spread is within 5 or 6 points. So in theory, it should be a close game. Are you going to make your free throws down the stretch or not? Because if you're not, I'm not interested.
You got to play good offense. You got to play good defense.
Yes, obviously, that is what you have to do.
Yeah, according to the data, that is exactly what you have to do.
Well, I mean,
How far do you have Michigan State going?
I have them in the Final Four.
Whew.
Now, again, they are 40th on the adjusted Ken Palm offense and defense. They are not going to win it all.
Okay.
I know that.
I think something like 80% of the Ken Palm teams in those rankings make it to the Final Four.
But if you're a team
and Marquette's in their bracket
that shoots 40% from three, you just got to get hot.
Okay.
One game. Just got to get hot one game. And they really don't have one. I mean, I guess you really like Marquette based on.
Yeah, well, I got Michigan State losing in the first round.
Oh, okay.
Well, not that I don't know. I just picked USC. I don't know anything about them. I just love Marquette. Like I want to bet Marquette 35-1 to win the whole thing because if they make it to the Final Four, I do have Bama winning, but I could hedge. So that's kind of where I'm at on it.
Is there anything specifically when these brackets come out that you look for when you're picking these teams?
Ooh, that's tough. Like you, I watch a decent amount of college basketball, but like Michigan State, for example, that was one of the games that Iowa won, and Iowa is not that good of a team this year. I mean, they're good. They're not great. And so the fact that Iowa beat them, I have them losing to Marquette.
Okay.
Other things that I look for, like the Kentucky Providence game. I forget the stat there, but like there was a player that played for Kentucky that left to go play for Providence. And because of that, I have Providence beating Kentucky in the first round. Like there's little things like that I look for because there's going to be a lot of upsets in the first round. So I look for those little like nifty facts, I guess.
So I listened to Scott Van Pelt and Stanford Steve's podcast, two of the GOATs. And one of the things that he mentioned in that game specifically was there's going to be like bad blood on that court because of that.
Yeah. So I look for little things like that. Like, I don't know. I typically cheer for the Big Ten just because of Iowa. But yeah, honestly, I think that you have a better chance. Obviously, the first seed's always going to be the 16 seed. And then everything else, I swear to God, you can flip a coin.
Yeah.
And it could go either way.
So bad news on Iowa. A team ranked outside of the top 100 in defensive efficiency has never made the Sweet 16. And the teams this year, Missouri, Baylor, and Iowa.
That's tough.
Not that that's really going out on a limb because they're going to have to play Houston in the second round if they win. I do have Iowa beating Auburn, by the way.
You do? Not a lot of people. I think that would be a good upset, honestly. I love Iowa, and I hope they go far. They're my favorite team to cheer for. But
apparently they can score a lot. They got a great offense.
Yeah, we do.
The opposite of their football team.
Yeah. Yeah. Iowa can win or lose every single game. Like it honestly just depends how they're coming out to play.
I mean, your football team's known for their special teams.
And defense.
Yeah, I guess.
And tight ends.
But like, man, if we block 2 punts and return 3 kickoffs, 50 yards, we might win today.
Yeah. We need a stronger O-line on football, but we'll get there.
We're going to have to do one podcast dedicated to Iowa football. So I can unleash all my frustration on you.
Please do. Yes. And I'll do the same.
My biggest bet of the entire year, like all year, except for Green Bay over the Titans, they lost, by the way, was Iowa over Iowa State, who also got their teeth kicked in by Iowa State. What was the quarterback's name? The little lefty for Iowa State? He was lighting it up.
Yeah, I don't remember. I remember where we were watching that game.
Yeah, I know exactly where we were.
I think I cried after that game.
I think I did too.
What's the biggest first round upset you have in your bracket?
Oral Roberts beating Duke.
And in case you're wondering, which apparently you guys aren't because you just got to play good offense, good defense.
Yes.
Oral Roberts, one of the teams that I love.
Yeah, they have a great offense.
Yeah.
They have a horrible defense.
Well, you just got to win one game. Although, of course, and again, before I even looked at the matchups, like I found out these teams that I was going to like and have, at least in the Sweet 16. And of course, Oral Roberts gets matched up with Duke in round one, who just absolutely caught fire in the ACC tournament.
Yeah.
So you hate to see that, but I actually have them beating Duke and Tennessee.
Really?
And don't ask me why, just because they shoot free throws and make threes. That's it.
You guys aren't going to like this. I also have Louisiana beating Tennessee. So I don't even have Tennessee going in the second round.
That's awesome.
I don't think I have any reason for it, but I'm looking at my bracket right now and I have that.
The thing is that you don't have to have a reason. My wife filled a bracket out and she said Miami. Then she said Miami again. Then she said Miami again. I was like, why do you keep picking Miami? She's like, because I like the beach.
Well, I do.
We got all these stats and
I have a
stuff
heart next
written
to
down,
Miami.
and she likes the beach. And then, here we are.
South Beach overrated, for the record.
I got Drake beating Miami in the first round.
See, those are the two teams that I really like.
Because they shoot great free throws.
And make threes. These are the things that you need in tournament time.
I like Drake too. Drake's Des Moines. I mean, that's an Iowa team.
I didn't know Drake was in Iowa.
Yep.
Go Drake.
Oh, Drake. And
I almost took him to beat Indiana in the next round, too.
His son, the head coach's son, I think won like the conference player of the year or something. Missouri Valley Conference.
You know more about Drake basketball than we do.
Yeah, the head coach's son is the best player, I think.
The Drake what? What is their mascot?
Bulldogs.
Okay. I can get behind that.
Yeah, obviously.
Of course.
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah, I knew that. That was just a test. First time podcast, or just testing you
out. Is there a favorite Cinderella story that you have?
I mean, no, not off the top of my head. I think if Oral Roberts can beat Duke, I think that's going to be awesome, and they make a little run for it. The other thing that I could see happening is Duke being Oral Roberts and going to the Final Four, which I think would also be pretty cool because of their new coach.
Yep.
So I think that's the game I'm most excited for. The first round is Duke Oral Roberts.
Yeah, Oral Roberts is very trendy pick, but again, they get matched up with Duke. It seems like they really stacked these regions, except at the top in this East region, like Purdue, Marquette, Kansas State, Tennessee. Like that's probably the weakest 1 through 4. But then you get Duke and Kentucky and Michigan State as your 5, 6, 7. Like it seems like one of those three teams, like they set up this region for one of the big house names to try and get hot and make a run. Mm-hmm. Part of the reason why I have Michigan State.
Well, the thing is, somebody's going to do it, right? Somebody's going to make a run. And it's crazy that I have pretty much all chalk, to be honest with you. And they say this is the most wide open tournament ever. Maybe that's why I'm such a horrific gambler.
One of many reasons.
Yes, but I did take UConn. I took UConn to make the Final Four. They're number 4 seed. Yep. I got Pitt in the Sweet 16. They're in 11. So I got Creighton making the Elite 8. Like I got Tennessee, Marquette in the Elite 8. I love Marquette. I love their path. I may bet Marquette as soon as we log off of this podcast. Just have a little action. Just have a little something to little cheer and interest.
Oh well, we're gonna have a lot of action tomorrow.
Well, if we don't win the night now. I mean, if the ladder challenge shots tonight and I break the ladder, it's over.
Sonny, who you got in the Final Four?
It's pretty boring. Alabama, Marquette, Houston, Kansas.
Man, you guys are Marquette.
Marquette's good,
I guess.
You go look up their free throw percentage. I don't know. Like they're good.
Okay.
Who you got?
I got Bama, Houston, Michigan State, UConn.
Okay. I got Bama, Texas, Marquette, and UConn.
Michigan State is 15-1 to win the region, 88-1 to win it all. So if they just get close, 88-1 is a nice ticket.
I have Bama winning it all over Texas, but I really want to change that because I feel like everybody's picking Bama, and that just never works.
I got Houston over Bama.
In the championship?
Yep.
I don't know, I feel like everybody's picking Bama to get to. I mean, I really like Creighton, but
well, they're the number 1 overall seed, so they play good offense.
I thought
good
Houston
defense.
was the number 1 overall seed.
That's what I thought too. And then the Bear.
Look, you could have told me it was Purdue, and I would have believed you. So
yeah. Who do you got winning it all?
I have Alabama.
Okay.
But I might change it to Houston. I also like KU. I don't know. I do think it's going to be a 1 seed.
Yeah. Okay.
So that gives me 1 out of 4 chances.
In theory.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to be Purdue because I have them losing to Marquette, but
I got Purdue losing to Memphis.
I think people are counting out KU.
Yeah.
I think they could win it all again. but I know that the chances of that, it's like been the stat there is like it's only been 4 people have gone back to back or something in the last 50 years.
Yeah, I think they said the last one were the Gators in 06, 07.
Kansas is not one of the 8 for the record. They are not one of the 8 that can theoretically, according to this trend, win it all. And I was talking about this before. These NCAA tournament trends, they're strong. They're like since 04 this hasn't happened. Since 93 this hasn't happened. It's not like, and it's very simple. It's like one thing, two things. Like this guy puts out on his golf Twitter, like, oh, if so-and-so top 20 the week before and he didn't miss a cut, he did this and blah, blah, blah. And these are the 8 guys. Well, it's like, dude, okay, well, you have 58 trends up there. Like that's, very simple, 2 trends. And I feel like the data's strong. They would just bet all 8 of these, figure out a way to make money off of it.
I mean,
can we break a 20-year trend?
We've done worse. We've done worse, my friend.
My heart wants me to take Houston because I'm so sick of Bama being good at everything.
Yep. Final Four is in Houston.
Yep. Would be a great story for them.
So, here's my point, because I don't really watch college basketball. Does Houston play anybody during the season? Like, do they have a good schedule, or are they just good because they don't play anybody?
They were
Iowa this year.
Yeah, but who are they beating? What's their strength of schedule? Oh, here we go. They have that on Ken Palm too.
Yeah, they got everything.
I'll tell you what can't Ken Palm do? This guy's incredible.
You know what I want to know? What is the algorithm to get this? How do you?
Somebody actually did tell me what offensive efficiency was. I can't remember.
I just know it's per 100 possessions. They map it out to.
It's got something. I think it's almost got something. I forgot. I'm not gonna sit here and try. Houston was 92 in strength of schedule. So, yeah.
Houston also lost to Bama this year.
That's when Bama was down 15 with 7 minutes left and came back and won. Yeah, I remember that game.
They beat Virginia. I think Virginia's good this year too.
Yeah, Virginia's always the team that can probably take you to the limit just because of the way they play. Play slow, possess the ball. Can probably be very frustrating. I never played basketball, but that seems like that'd be frustrating, especially for a team like Bama that wants to get out and run. So.
Mm-hmm.
Oral Roberts is top 50 in free throw 3-point.
That's the win it all.
I love Oral Roberts.
I'm not going to bet Oral Roberts. If you ask anybody what 12 seed's going to win, everybody says Oral Roberts. Every single person I've talked to said it's Oral Roberts. So I'm just going to.
There was a guy on TikTok that said if you bet the money line on each 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, and 11 seed, you're up 36 units over the past 4 years.
I feel like that the spreads might be a little closer this year, though.
They are very close
because it's supposed to be so wide open.
Usually some of these spreads are in the late 20s, the high 20s.
You know what's crazy is that only 1 16 seed ever won, right?
Yep.
UMCB or whatever beat Virginia. If you bet Northern Kentucky to beat Houston, their money line's only plus 2,000.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
It needs to be plus 20,000. That's almost a 11% implied probability. And their actual probability of beating is probably 2%, 1%, maybe even less than that. Yeah, that's nuts. I was.
You guys bet on women's basketball at all?
No.
Never?
No. Well, I bet on the WNBA before, but then there's not a lot. I bet on the Little League World Series before, so there's not a lot I haven't really bet on.
It's really fun to bet on the Iowa women's basketball team.
Well, yeah, look, I'll tell you what. I don't like women's basketball, but I do like watching that girl Clark.
Caitlin Clark, she's so good.
She can shoot. That's pretty cool. I don't like watching 58 layups and 75 turnovers. Just not my thing. Kind of a slow game, but I do like she shoots. She's a very good shooter. I saw her when she made that 3-pointer walk-off. That was not too long ago, maybe a couple weeks.
Big Ten yeah, that was 2 weeks ago or something. 2 or 3
it was an unbelievable shot. She was literally fading away, falling into the rafters, and made a 3. So,
well, if you guys are bored in the next, which you're not going to be, but I'm going to recommend you bet on Iowa women's basketball. You're going to win.
Okay.
If you're a true degenerate, you'll bet on women's basketball.
Did you miss the part where I said I bet on the Little League World Series? And not even the actual World Series. It was a regional semifinal. Connecticut versus Rhode Island. I will never forget. It's the same
How
night.
old are those kids?
11. It's the same night that Shogun and Dan Henderson fought. And I got up. I think I bet Connecticut, and they jumped up like 4-0. And I was like, well, this is easy. And then the motherfuckers couldn't even catch a ground ball. And I was sitting there screaming at these kids, MFing them, like yelling at them, GD. And I was like, something's got to give. I got to stop. So I stopped betting for like a month. Because it's like, you can't. I mean, come on, man. They're fucking kids. They're like, you say the college kids are kids. Like, these are legit kids.
Yeah, that's why the Little League World Series is the worst thing on television.
It's not worse than the World Baseball Classic.
I can't stand it.
I mean, it's not worse than the World Baseball Classic.
Jesus.
Some of those teams could probably beat Great Britain.
We are going to do this Backroads read, and then we're going to talk a little NFL.
Sounds good.
Thank God.
Back
Over the basketball.
Oh, God, am I?
Today's episode is brought to you by the premier clothing brand choice for any outdoor enthusiast, Backroads Apparel. Whether you chase the migration, live life at full draw, or just enjoy going to the camp to crack cold ones with friends and family, Backroads has a design that fits your lifestyle. Represent the brand that prides themselves on being authentic and original. Head over to backroadsapparel.com and grab your gear today. Be sure to use promo code PTB during checkout to receive 10% off of your entire order. Again, that's backroadsapparel.com, promo code PTB. I would just like to thank you guys for being so brave and letting the audience know that if you play good offense and you play good defense, you're going to win basketball games.
Yeah, but like, that's literally what the data says. And then,
obviously,
It's foolproof.
Eric Evans, you said that two things I love are a team that shoots good threes and a team that's really good from the free throw line.
Well,
and then you said I love Xavier, and then you go, well, actually, they're 195 in the nation from the free throw line.
They are.
And then you go, I don't have them winning very many games, but I love them.
I have them.
So kudos to us for fucking getting a game plan and sticking to it.
I have them in the Elite Eight.
But if you are making a requirement they have to shoot good free throws, why are you betting them to Elite Eight? They're 195 in free throws. That goes against everything you stand for.
Because
that would be like if Jesus said I'm a Muslim now. Like, that doesn't make any sense. It goes against everything you stand for.
Don't bring religion into this. So we didn't get to talk about this when it first happened. The Carolina Panthers acquired the first overall pick from the Chicago Bears. And in my opinion, Carolina, if you have a guy, you pay whatever it takes to go get your guy. You have, if you believe in your room, like, this is the guy that can lead our franchise to a Super Bowl, multiple Super Bowls, you pay whatever the hell it takes to go get him. I personally don't think that guy is in this draft, but if they do, they know more than me. This is franchise chasing for the Bears because they, in theory, fleeced the Panthers.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like the Bears, what do they got? 2 linebackers and a guard. I mean, they still have a long ways to go. But I agree. I think that was a great trade. It's a good trade for the Bears if you think Justin Fields is the guy.
Well, if you don't think Justin Fields is the guy, you don't make this trade.
You don't make the trade. And also, you got Carolina's first next year, which could be – it could literally be the number 1 pick. Like, seriously. There's a possibility. Now they play in the NFC South. Yeah. But, I mean, it's probably a top 10 pick at worst, I would guess.
Yeah, I agree.
So that'd be my assumption. So I thought it was a great trade for the Bears. They have 27 holes they need to fill, so why not go try to fill them?
Yeah. Your thoughts on the deal?
Yeah, I agree. I think it was good for both of them, actually.
If this was like a Trevor Lawrence draft class where, like, you have the guy, or an Andrew Luck, like, we're not even thinking twice about this. We're probably, saying the Bears didn't get enough, or the Bears, you should just take Lawrence and, deal away Fields. One thing I wanted to mention on that is how bad I feel for the Jaguars, who had the number 1 overall pick 3 years ago, took Lawrence, ended up with it again, and there was no quarterback worth trading up for, so they got stuck taking Walker there. Like, if you're a Jaguars fan and you see what the Bears just got, having their quarterback, another team needing a quarterback, trading up to 1 for him, and seeing this return, and then realizing, oh, well, we were in the draft class that had Kenny Pickett. Nobody was giving up this for that. Like, you got to be pretty pissed off.
I love the Jags this year.
They're filthy.
I love them.
Imagine if they had this kind of ammo to go with it.
I love the Jags. The Jags are that. I mean, it's hard to say they're going to win the AFC because of the Chiefs, but I love them.
The Chiefs and the Bengals.
What pick do the Jags have this year? I don't even know.
Well, it's going to be like 20.
Yeah, they made the playoffs, so
24, 22. I forget too many teams.
They're probably early 20s.
Oh, I love the Jags. I love the Jags. I don't know how I got started. You said Jags, and my ears perked up.
Yeah,
I just love them so much. I can't even concentrate now. But everything I read that says that, the only knock on Bryce Young is his height, right?
I think it's more like his weight, like his build.
Yeah, but he's also he's legit barely 5'10".
Yeah.
So it's like if Bryce Young was 6'2", he'd be considered a generational prospect. So good for Carolina. I think that's who they'll pick. I don't see the Levis smoke. This happens every time.
Well,
right? This happens all the time. Big bodied quarterback, big arm can move like Richardson or Levis, goes to the combine, goes to the pro day, lights it up, gets all this hype behind him, and then it ends up being Bryce Young gets taken. So that's where I'm at on it. Both teams are not good. Both teams got a long ways to go. So kudos to both of them for trying to get better.
Do you think it will be Young?
Yeah.
100%.
I agree with that too.
100%.
I think it should be Young.
I think it will be.
But I've seen a lot of smoke around C.J. Stroud to the Panthers.
I think it'll be Young.
And offensive mind head coach, Frank Wright, QB guru, allegedly.
Very allegedly, by the way.
If you see what Anthony Richardson did.
Nah, man, come on. There's a guy like this every draft class. You did it last year with Malik Willis.
Well,
get to the
hold on.
Oh, yes.
Wait a minute. Pump the brakes, buddy. Pump the brakes.
Oh, yes, you did.
I did not do it last year with Malik Willis.
Of course you did.
I did it.
I watched Anthony Richardson play in the SEC.
I did it for 2.5 years prior to then.
Yeah, and you saw what he did with the Titans. They literally couldn't even throw the ball with him.
Well, they couldn't throw with anybody last year.
I mean, Tannehill beat my ass in Green Bay, so on a broken leg, no less, or ankle. These guys, he's not going to pan out. I watched him play in the SEC. He is what he is, right? Super uber talented, high ceiling, but that's a pass for me.
I'm just saying, I wouldn't.
I love Stroud, by the way. I'm a big Stroud guy.
I think all four of them can be good. Now,
I don't think Levis or Richardson will be any good.
The data says two of them will not.
Yes.
So
there we go. There go Michael.
What do you think happens with Lamar, who got the exclusive franchise tag, is officially allowed to negotiate with teams as of 30 minutes ago, an hour and 30 minutes ago, because we're in Central Time?
I think he stays with the Ravens.
I do too.
That's what I think.
I think people are blowing this way out of proportion. If you're Carolina and you are packaging all of these assets to go get an unknown and a rookie quarterback, why would you just not call the Ravens and be like, hey, what's up? Give me Lamar.
I can't make heads or tails of this Lamar thing. I've said multiple times that he's legit, right? Go look at the Ravens with Lamar and go look without.
We love Lamar on this podcast.
You do?
Oh, yeah.
How many games did he sit out last year?
6, maybe. He set pretty much the back half of the season. Yeah. It was like 5 or 6. It's quite a few. And look, that's going to be the risk with Lamar, right? He's gonna get hurt. It is what it is. But when he plays, his ceiling is he's a top 5 quarterback. And the guy won the MVP when he was 21 years old. It's insane to me. I guess I can understand a team not wanting to go mortgage their franchise with assets, picks, and things like that to go get an off-injured quarterback. But what are the Ravens doing? Danny Jones, by the way, and the biggest Daniel Jones supporter on the planet. This is a Danny Jones podcast. Got 35 million.
40 million.
40 million. What are we doing, Baltimore?
I don't know. Well, the last podcast I did, this was if I'm Lamar, I'm saying look at Deshaun's contract, look at Russell Wilson's contract, look at Kyler Murray's contract. I'm better than all of them. I want more money than all of them.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense. Now, if I'm the Ravens, I'm saying, well, that team fucked up, and that team fucked up, and that team fucked up. Like, why am I paying? Because these other teams screwed up. And, like, look at the position they're in. Because they screwed up, like, why should we have to pay based on their mistakes? Now, that's just how a negotiation goes back and forth. I personally would say, Lamar, here's a blank check. You fill it out like you're our guy. But I also understand, like, why the Ravens are not saying, okay, here's just $250 million guaranteed. Like,
yeah, but like, what do you? This is what I always tell you. Like, just about the Daniel Jones thing, you're stuck in such a precarious situation because, like I told you, you can't just let Daniel Jones walk because who's going to replace him? Who are you going to sell to the fans? This guy just had you one win away from the NFC Championship, Daniel Jones. So it's like, who am I going to get better? Baker Mayfield? Hell no.
the quarterbacks have all of the leverage.
That's right. I have to pay the guy. And that's what Daniel Jones said. I want $40 million. And everybody laughed. And I was like,
and he's
probably going to get it.
Yeah.
He's probably going to get it. Then they went out and got Waller. I don't know if you saw this the other day. Warren Sharp posted it. Daniel Jones with 12 personnel, which is 2 tight ends on the field, is incredible. He is like a top 8 NFL quarterback. So they go out, they add Waller, who is probably a top 5 tight end when he's healthy, maybe even better.
That's fair.
And you got Dable. Like, you got to pay the quarterback. Like, look at this. Since drafting Lamar, the Ravens are 8-14 without him. With him, they're 46-19. You gonna tell me you can't pay that guy? You have to pay that guy.
What was he asking for that this whole thing started?
He wants guaranteed money, and I think that's kind of where they're balking.
And
I get it because he is hurt. There's the elephant in the room. He's always hurt. But like I said, when he's healthy, his ceiling is top 5, easy.
yeah,
Maybe even better.
And for the people that say, like, he can't throw, he's just a running quarterback.
That's
Like,
just idiotic.
he's already won an MVP. He's led the league in touchdown passes. Like, granted, it was like 36 and not like the 42 we're accustomed to seeing now. But the dude can play.
Yeah.
He is an NFL quarterback.
Yeah.
But I also understand, being hesitant on giving a fully guaranteed contract. And now, because he got this exclusive tag and he's able to negotiate with other teams, the trolls on Twitter are not only bringing the obvious race card into it, but they think that these owners are colluding against him because they don't want these guaranteed contracts to be part of the norm. Which, I mean, the hell's a guy like Lamar is going to play out the entirety of the contract and like get all of the money anyway. Like, what are we doing here? Like the Geno Smith contract, 3 years, $105 million. That can essentially be voided after this year. Pay him $27 million, I think it was, and you wipe your hands and you move on to the next. Like, a lot of the NFL contracts are fake.
Kyler Murray is getting $189 million guaranteed. He's 22 and 23 as a starter.
That's absurd.
It's nuts to me. It's absolutely insane. The dude, I don't know. I was obviously the Saints had no assets to go offer, nor could they afford them. But I was, just praying for a miracle. But
So I have 2 questions. One, do you guys think that him not having an agent is affecting him getting a contract?
Well, Mama knows best. But yes, of course. Like, if he had Drew Rosenhaus, I'm sure he would have been paid already. Something would have gotten done. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I know the ins and outs on being an agent or being Lamar's mother and like what she knows or does not know. But I mean, in theory, these athletes have agents for a reason. And I know this isn't the first time someone's negotiated their own deal, but more times than not, it doesn't really work in their favor. And I think this is just another example of that.
Second question. So do you think the Falcons not going for him and announcing like forever ago that they weren't going to go for him has to do with like the colluding of the owners?
That is what people are trying to connect the dots on. I think it's, hey, we just drafted a guy in round 2. We have a top 10 pick already this year. Why am I going to pay $200+ million plus give up 2 first-round picks to get Lamar? Now, obviously, I'm not trying to diminish Lamar's value because he's worth that. But the Falcons are also like not a Lamar away from being really, really good.
Your best bet to win a Super Bowl, and it's been proven by the Chiefs and the Seahawks, is to now with the way the rookie
play good offense
contracts
and play good defense.
That is very true. However, You want to have the Bengals are another example of this.
Bengals are the perfect example.
Probably the perfect example. Have your quarterback on a rookie deal so you can save all that money and you'll get a shitload of good players.
The Eagles are the perfect example.
The Eagles, the Bengals, the Chiefs did it when Mahomes was just starting out. The Seahawks did it with Russ. So, like, yeah, I get the Falcons, right? I don't want to mortgage all these picks and assets, and then I got to drop 250, and now I'm stretched thin, and I'm kind of like, okay, I'm 11-7, I'm 10-7, whatever that might be. I'd rather go try to hit on the draft or hit on Ritter, who stinks, by the way. He's not going to be any good, and try to figure it out that way. And I think that's more the reason that these teams aren't going, shit, I'm going to give up 2 firsts and drop 250 to go get Lamar, right? I need to do it. There's a specific way to quickly win in the NFL right now. Hit on the quarterback in the first round or the second round. Hit on the quarterback and then save money those first 5 years or 4 because they're all restructured now.
Like, there's a reason New England had this success with Tom Brady, because Tom Brady wasn't demanding these high dollar contracts. He wasn't getting paid what he was obviously worth.
Yes.
And they got to spend money elsewhere. And now I know Mahomes just got paid and just won, but he's obviously the exception to the rule because he's just so much better than everybody else.
To the rule because he can carry the team.
But like,
as far as they need to go, I mean, they won a damn Super Bowl with Juju Smith-Schuster as their wide receiver 1.
So I think this is going to be a problem, and I guess as an Eagles fan, you kind of love to see it. Like, now you have $40 million invested in Daniel Jones. Like, that's a problem. That's not good. If I'm paying a quarterback $40 million, it better be a Burrow, a Herbert, a Mahomes, a Brady, a Rodgers.
It is a problem. However, Daniel Jones is a vastly underrated quarterback, and y'all continue to rip on him. He was 1 win away from the NFC Championship.
He's not underrated now.
No,
he's
not
getting
anymore.
paid $40 million now.
I mean, that's the biggest Daniel Jones fan in the world. If you'd have told me that, I would have just laughed.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
There's no way Daniel Jones is about to get $40 million. But
we digress. Aaron Rodgers on the Pat McAfee show today.
I'm so excited to talk about this.
Okay. I have a question. 2 things for both of you, I suppose. Question 1, and this is in the wrong order, but the Jets, does it make sense? And 2, would you ever do the dark cave LSD hiatus that Aaron Rodgers did?
So 1, I think the Jets are going to be good. I think the Giants will beat them. Like, I think the Jets will be good with Rodgers, but like, I don't. Are they going to go to the Super Bowl? I don't think so. 2,
Giants, baby.
Everyone is making fun of Rodgers, saying he's a diva, like drawing it out, all these high demands. I mean, they're letting him. So I have a hot take where, like, I support Rodgers and his demands. Like, if he can ask for all of these people and then he'll sign on the dotted line, like, he should do that.
I'm so glad you mentioned that, because all of the reports are saying that this deal has not been done because Rodgers has not requested his trade. Motherfucker, you're on my team. I will trade you if and whenever I want to trade you. I do not need your permission to do so.
Sometimes you do.
I think the Packers want him gone.
If they have no trade clause.
That's it, literally in the contract, and that's
the best thing. I think Aaron Rodgers is a great troll. Like, I think
he's funny.
Yeah,
he's the man.
I love all of his press. Did you see that text today where he was like,
was that real?
Yes.
With Schefter?
That was real. Oh, yeah, that was 100% real. He was talking. So he was talking about that on McAfee.
Okay.
And then Schefter, I guess, saw it and posted the screenshot.
That's awesome.
Lose my number.
I think what would also be funny is if he gets all of his friends on the Jets and then retires.
That would be hilarious.
I think it's so funny what he's doing. Like, I love
the
it.
Ultimate troll.
Did you see his wish list?
Yes.
The first person I want you to get is Randall Cobb.
Oh, we're putting the band back together.
Yeah.
You got to put the band
back. Bring back Jordy Nelson. Just bring them all back. Donald Driver, come on.
So Alan Lazard played at Iowa State.
Yep.
I know him personally.
Oh.
I love that guy. I think they are funny. Like, they are like a funny duo. Like, I love all of this that's happening. I love
new
the
jet,
press.
Alan Lazard. Coincidence?
What'd you say?
It's a new jet.
I think he was on his wish list too.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, yeah, he was on there.
I think the OBJ thing is really funny.
Yep.
I don't think that one will happen, but I think that's really funny. I love all of it. 3, would I do the dark room? If I was in a dark place and was looking for clearance or like some sort of sign of something, I will try anything once. So I would probably try it if I thought that it would help me.
4 days in like a tiny house, I would literally go insane. There's no way.
Yeah. I would too. Maybe 24 hours. But like, he's built different. He's a different dude. I think
He is
funny.
definitely different. There's no doubt about that.
So 2 things. One, Aaron Rodgers already said multiple times on McAfee, he's like, if you hear something like this demand list, he's like, if you hear something, nobody knows shit. He's like, I don't tell anybody anything. And he said, the people in my inner circle, if they are talking, aren't in my fucking inner circle.
I believe that 100%.
2, I would never sit in a dark room for 4 hours. Just do the DMT and get it over with. That is absurd. 3, the Jets, man, look, I mean, you still have to go beat Buffalo twice, or you don't have to beat them twice, but in the playoffs, you got to beat Buffalo. You got to beat Cincinnati. You got to beat the Chiefs. You got to beat the Chargers. I don't get why, and I'm sure Green Bay probably nixnayed this, but I would have been trying to stay in the NFC, where you could have legit been the best quarterback in the NFC. But
No, I mean,
like
he's
I
been
said,
that far.
I'm sure Green Bay refuses to trade him within the NFC. So that's kind of where they are on that. The Jets have they have a good team. Their defense is great.
The only problem with them last year was their lack of play from the quarterback. And now you
Great
get
skill players.
Now you get
Hall's
Aaron
back.
Rodgers.
Yeah. Isn't Breece Hall, is he a Cyclone?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also. So do you hate Iowa State? That's a great question.
No, I actually like Iowa State when they're not playing Iowa.
Oops. Sorry. Bury the lead.
What?
So that was going to be a mailbag question.
Ugh.
What's it called when they play? What's the name of the rivalry?
Cyhawk series.
The
So
what?
the Cyhawk series.
Oh, okay.
Iowa State is my hometown.
Okay.
So
Ames.
what? Yeah, Ames. Yep.
Yeah.
But I went to Iowa. So we support Iowa State. I like them. I like all their players. Brock Purdy doing good is like awesome. Like I love that. I love that him and George Kittle are playing together. Like that's awesome. That's a little Cyhawk trivia for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like to support Iowa State.
I do think the Jets 16-1 to win the Super Bowl is just kind of fucking absurd. I would personally still want like 20 plus.
You need more odds, yeah.
16, and you got to go through that division and go through that conference with. I mean, let's be honest. Aaron Rodgers is 38, so cold weather, which I guess, like I said, it matters. He played in Green Bay, but he didn't really exactly look too great this year. So, and I know because I lost the biggest wager of my life on him. So
let me tell you something. If you think Aaron Rodgers can't play quarterback,
I don't think
I'm not saying you specifically. I'm just saying that dude is.
I'm saying, can he go to Cincinnati or to Arrowhead in the playoffs? All these young players that are going to undoubtedly frustrate this man. He has told you thousands of times that these young players, they frustrate the shit out of him. So is he really going to go to one of those stadiums and win that game? Probably not.
Probably not. Find out. The AFC is so much better than the NFC.
The AFC is absurd. It is. I mean, if he goes to the AFC, my God.
Like,
I'm going to have to bet the Chargers again.
Please don't do that. Don't go down that road again.
I love Justin
Is Derek Carr the third best quarterback in the NFC right now?
Bless. He's at worst 5th. Yeah, I think it depends on what you think about Dak. Like, you think Dak's better than Carr? I don't know. That's kind of like a toss-up for me. But it's obviously, I mean, shit.
All the dogs are here.
I know.
I guess Jalen's probably the best quarterback in the NFC.
Oh, a lot.
I mean, I don't see. I hate to just start doing. I mean, maybe Stafford. Healthy Stafford's probably better than Jalen, that quarterback. But they're 1-2. Those two are 1-2. And then God bless. Who knows now that Rodgers is gone? I guess Dak or Carr, yeah, however you look at it. And certainly not anybody else.
I agree.
So I'm happy with the Carr signing for the Saints. That division is god awful. The Bucs obviously aren't trying to get better. They signed Baker Mayfield, who's terrible. So you got Ritter in Atlanta, he's horrible, and then you have Carolina with a rookie. Maybe this is the year you make your Saints bet and get your revenge to win the division.
Oh, I'm doubling down. I have to double down.
I don't see how they lose that division if Carr stays healthy.
I will not bet Dennis Allen to win Coach of the Year. I won't make that.
That is the issue, is that you have Dennis Allen and fucking Pete Carmichael. But
yeah, they're not good.
no, they're not.
So, Sonny, you are in Denver.
Yep.
Broncos, Russell Wilson.
That's right.
No.
What a dweeb.
That's exactly what I was going to say. What is like the talk of the town? Obviously, is there any regrets there with the Russ trade and sign?
I think we have a lot more faith in him this year than we did last year. I think Sean Payton, I mean, that's like stuff in movies to get like the best coach. Like, I'm super excited about that. And I think they call him like the QB whisperer, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm excited. Our line sucks. And I saw something that there was talks of like getting rid of Jerry Jeudy or something.
Yeah, they want a first-round pick for him.
I mean, there's just, I don't know what they're doing. I trust Sean Payton. I think the Hackett hire, I still don't understand it. I mean,
don't even get me started.
That's a touchy subject here.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I tweeted game one that you got to fire the guy. Literally, it's on my Twitter. Game one, he's clearly, he looked like a deer in the headlights, a goose in the, like whatever you want to call it. He's the worst NFL coach I've ever seen in my entire life. If I was a Denver fan, I would have ran onto the field. I'd have been so mad.
Well, and so I moved here 5 years ago, and I think he was our fourth head coach in the 5 years that I lived here, or third or something. Like, we have gone through so many coaches. It sucks. It's been tough to be a Broncos fan.
The best move of the offseason so far is the Broncos getting Sean Payton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
If you are in charge of the Denver Broncos and you made that coaching change, they should have a list of one, and that one person was Sean Payton.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Nathaniel Hackett's the worst NFL coach I've ever seen in my entire life. He was, not only was he horrible, he was consistently horrible. If they're telling you by game 3, hey, we got to get you to hire a game management coach, what the fuck do I need to pay you for?
Yeah.
They should have fired him. I guess they waited and waited, but that was the most obvious thing ever that was going to happen. I mean, he is just, holy cow. That guy, I mean, I could coach in the NFL. No kidding. Like, he's that bad.
Yeah. And Russell's a great quarterback. I just hope he does something this year.
I agree. I was following Russell Wilson. I took him in our dynasty league when he came out of Wisconsin. I was following Russell Wilson on Twitter when he had like 5,000 followers, by the way. I am a number one Russ guy. I don't think he's washed at all. Yeah. I think he is a selfish guy that will quit, and I think that's what happened.
Yeah.
There's not one professional athlete I dislike more than Russell Wilson.
I mean, he's a goob.
He's cheesy, yeah.
He's a goob.
But let me tell you what, being a Broncos fan and an Iowa fan this year, it was the exact same thing. It was such good defense, terrible O-line, and the offense couldn't do anything. Like, it was like watching mirrors Saturday and Sunday. It was awful.
By the way, I bet on Iowa probably 9 times this year because I just kept thinking, like, there's no way that a team can be this bad on offense, and they proved me right every time.
Wake up, bet Iowa unders.
I bet them in the bowl game. They blocked like 2 punts, though. I forgot who they played, but they did cover. And
Kentucky.
That's right, Kentucky. So kudos to Iowa. Like I said, there's a very specific path to winning. It involves blocked punts, multiples, probably a punt return, touchdown, and a kickoff ran back to the 30. So what was their quarterback? What was his name? Oh God,
Spencer Petras.
Spencer. Oh my God, I've got some rage tweets about him.
Yeah.
Old Spencer.
It was rough, but I'm excited for the Broncos this year. We'll see. Do I think they're gonna go to the playoffs? Maybe. Do I think they'll make it past?
They should be the most improved team from last year.
Yeah.
To this, but I guess
their biggest problem is the division they play in, right?
Yeah,
I mean, that's the Broncos' biggest issue is that you have to play Chiefs, Chargers. So
who knows what the Raiders will do?
The Raiders. I'm out on the Raiders this year. I'm going to bet the Chargers will win the Super Bowl again.
Stop betting the Chargers.
I can't help it. I love Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert is literally my favorite player in the NFL. I love him so much. I love him so much.
He's really good.
Thank you. He's
My
the best
sister-
quarterback.
My sister went to Oregon, and so I have loved him for a very long time.
Justin Herbert's the best quarterback in the NFL. I'll stand by that.
You're-
Except for Patrick Mahomes.
Okay, so he's the second best.
Second best quarterback. Well, when I make a list of best anything in NFL, just assume that Patrick Mahomes is excluded. He's in his own little world.
Well, for as good as Herbert is as quarterback, their
Yes.
head coach is equally.
Not only their head coach, their offensive coordinator.
Do you bet golf at all?
Yeah. One of my tweets went viral actually because I said John Ram instead of John Rahm.
Yeah.
And I got roasted on all of the golf Reddits and Instagrams. Like I was annihilated. But yes, I do like to bet. I love to bet on golf.
Okay, so the Valspar Championship,
John Ram.
it was like literally, I just moved to Louisiana, and
Okay.
my like home golf course is where they play at Copperhead. So it was literally in my backyard.
That's cool.
My favorite tournament to go to, mainly because it's like the only one I go to.
Yep.
I will walk there, walk home. Just they got the Hooters Owl Nest, all you can drink. It is a great time.
Fun.
We have a golf guru here who, what did you win? Like the last 7 tournaments in a row?
It was quite a few.
Picked
It was like
out right
5
winner.
out of 7. I got hot. I got lucky.
So I'm going to give you the floor for Valspar.
Oh, man.
Who you like, who you don't like, best odds.
I'm going to take Matthew Fitzpatrick, coming off of a missed cut at the Players, but he's missed a cut at the Players multiple times. He said he doesn't like the course. Anytime the conditions get tough, which Valspar is, and the scoring's tough, which Valspar is, Fitzpatrick's a guy you like to target because he's never going to win a golf tournament where the score's like 20 under. He's a 8 to 10 kind of grinder. And then I'm going to go back to Davis Riley, who came in second here last year. He lost in the playoff to Burns. I just wish so bad. Sam Burns is my favorite golfer ever. He's an LSU guy, but he is playing so bad that Valspar is probably one of the most more long iron shots than probably almost any other course on tour, and he is hitting his irons like dog shit. And that's not really a course where you can fake it. So if you gain like 4 strokes putting, you can still shoot like 6 over. So I've got Fitzpatrick. I do like Spieth as much as it hurts me to say because I've bet him 58 times already this year, and he can't putt it into the ocean. So I'm going to pass on Spieth. The odds just aren't there for me with his putting. But, yeah, I'll take Fitzpatrick and Davis Riley. Who do you got?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, it's your home tournament. You got to have some money.
I mean, I would love to see Justin Thomas win it there. I know I got a friend group down there that goes every year. We could have had tickets, all you can eat, all you can drink.
Well, here we are.
Big JT fan. Sam Burns going for a 3-peat would be cool. But Adam Hadwin kind of owns that course. He was a back-to-back champ before. Burns
Adam
won.
Hadwin is he's a very specific golf course kind of guy. He plays certain courses very well. Great desert golfer, by the way.
He's probably the long shot, which I know he's not that long.
He's 25 to 1.
But that's who I would probably place money on.
Okay. Adam Hadwin. Okay.
Or at least for like a top 10.
Thank you.
All right. Are you cool to stick around for the mailbag? You want some of these questions?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. This is from Kevin. Imagine that.
Mm-hmm.
What team would you think has the best chance to upset one of the top 4 seeds the opening round of March Madness? I don't really have a whole lot of big upsets. I guess I have Furman over Virginia, 13 over 4. Can't tell you why, but that's what I got.
My biggest upset's Drake over Miami.
That's a good
Got
one.
it over Iowa State. Sorry, Cyclones. I don't know. I don't know why, but yeah.
Pulling up my bracket. I had that one. I had
You had ULL
yeah.
over Tennessee.
Yep.
I
For
would,
no reason.
For no reason. Like there's literally no. I couldn't tell you the Pitt over Iowa State. I don't know. I bet Iowa State one time this year. They couldn't throw it into the ocean, so I'm thinking Pitt. They could have gotten light years better by now. I don't have a clue. This was like in like December. So I mean, I don't. They could have had 10 players out. I don't have a clue.
Kevin also asked, will Aaron Rodgers make the Jets a Super Bowl team? We already kind of discussed that. And then he said, do you agree with the pitch clock and back clock adjustment in baseball? What are some of the unintended consequences that it could have? Oh, I'll go. The idea that Major League Baseball is trying to make a 3.5-hour game, they're like trying to cut seconds off. I hated the initial idea. But during spring training, when they have put this in effect, now these games are 2 hours and 40 minutes now. I thought they were trying to make a 3.5-hour game, 3 hours and 13 minutes, and to try and get these casual sports fans into liking baseball. And I did not think it was going to work. But if they're cutting an hour off of these games, like that's a big deal. So as much as I didn't like the idea of it at first, I kind of dig it. And especially as somebody who's like covered games and would sit at these stadiums for 7 hours, like you're cutting an hour off that. That's kind of nice. I will say, I think the clock should be turned off in the 8th and 9th inning to kind of like build that suspense that we won't really have anymore. But other than that, I like it.
I like it, and I don't think so. When I first kind of argued against it was when I was thinking, well, they're gonna, if you're gonna watch a game for 3 hours, you're gonna watch it for 4 hours, you're gonna watch it for 5 hours. But I forgot where I heard this, but it's not really about the length of the game. It's more about the pace of play. So here, a stat for you. Do you know how long the average time is between balls in play right now?
4 minutes.
4 minutes. 4 minutes between a ball in play and another ball in play. 25 seconds in between pitches. I don't know if you saw somebody did a side-by-side of how many times can Jose Altuve run this inside the park home run, and I forgot who was pitching. I think it was God bless us in the playoffs. Whoever it was, he ran 7 times around the bases. They just looped it 7 times before this guy threw one pitch. 7 times. So I don't think it's about the length as much as it's more about the pace of play, right? Keep the fan engaged. I mean, think about how short people's attention spans are now. They're tiny. Like people can pay attention for like 7 seconds.
I'm all for it.
So yeah, I like it. I'm kind of now the shift. I got a whole nother issue with that, but that's not the question. So
I like it.
Did you hear that?
What?
Oh, somebody just popped the top in here.
No, wasn't me. Don't drink.
All right, these are all from our buddy Stephen Rowland.
Oh.
Some of these we already answered. Who will the Panthers take 1-1?
Okay.
I guess gun to my head, I would say Stroud right now.
Okay.
What 5 seed is getting upset?
Miami.
I have Oral Roberts and
Dude.
VCU. Who wins Valspar? We just did that.
Okay.
Are you an NBA sharp? No, I'm not. But I am like 5-1 in my last 6 picks.
Okay.
Haven't made a cent, of course.
Joker triple double. That's like a fun one to do whenever the Nuggets play.
Yeah, so I'm sure you saw the JJ Redick, Kendrick Perkins debacle on First Take.
Yeah, where JJ just undressed him.
He just destroyed him.
Oh,
He
yeah.
undressed him so bad, ESPN had to do something they never do and come back and apologize.
But at that point in time, the Nuggets in the last 2 seasons were 28-0 during Joker's triple doubles, and his last 2 since that they've lost.
Yeah, the Nuggets are on like a 4-game losing streak.
Yeah,
they did hit the over last night though. So
Joel Embiid MVP. Do you prefer spring forward or fall back?
Fall back. An extra hour of sleep. I don't know though, but I love the sunshine at night. I want to get rid of it. I just want to be done.
Yeah. Whenever it's lighter,
Yes.
later.
Yes.
Whichever one that is the correct answer.
right now.
Yes, this is perfect.
I want to be done with it.
Who is your Cinderella team for March Madness? I mean, I got Michigan State in the Final Four, but that's a 7 seed. I guess Oral Roberts. Other than that, I'm pretty chalky.
There's UConn as a 4 seed making the Final Four count.
Well, if I'm not saying Michigan State as a 7 seed doesn't count, then no.
I got Pitt to the Sweet 16.
Okay. That works. I don't know if I can read this one.
You need me to read it?
Well, no. Will Ja Morant win the NBA Social Justice Award in 2023?
He probably will. Well, he's down in like therapy right now in Florida or something.
No, he's done already.
Oh, he's done? I saw he got suspended 8 games.
He was literally there for like 24 hours. You know that all that happened in Denver?
I did not know that.
At Shotgun Willie's.
Yeah, Shotgun Willie's.
Never been there, but it sounds like a fun place. Man spent $50,000.
I'm just gonna put this into perspective. It is not a nice club. Like it is
you don't say. I would have never have guessed.
Yeah, it's not like a nice Miami strip club. It is like a disgusting.
Why was he? Were they playing the Nuggets or something? Why was he in Denver?
I was wondering that too. I don't think they were.
That's what I didn't think they were either.
It was probably just a All-Star weekend was in like Salt Lake, and that's kind of close.
Not really, huh?
I don't know.
No, not really.
I don't know when you got all these personal jets and
Yeah, I guess. I mean, if you have John Morant's money, anything's close.
I don't have a clue. Thoughts on universities turning down the NIT? Yeah, who cares? Why is the NIT even still a thing? What are we doing?
Well, they got another one now. They got the CBI or something like that. They got 14 of them. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't go play. Everybody's like,
I disagree. I think that I think it makes UNC look like losers. Win more games. Don't back out of the tournament. Some of us want to bet on them, you know?
Well, that's a great point. That is why. Yeah.
I bet on the NIT last night.
That's fantastic. All right. This is from Justin. As a Bears fan, I'm going to steal some time. If you were Ryan Poles, what is your agenda from right now until week 1? Just fill as many holes as I can. I mean, they already did the number one priority is trading out of one.
Yeah,
so mission accomplished.
This is a
pretty much anything from here on out is gravy.
2-year, 3-year rebuild. Like if you're not this year, but next year making the playoffs, you're probably really happy.
Yeah, flirt with 500 this year, make the playoffs the year
There
after.
you go.
Yeah, I wouldn't be worried too much. Oh God. Let's flip it to baseball.
Oh,
I would love to be able to drive 10 minutes south to watch my Cubs all spring training long.
mm-hmm.
For you, being an LSU guy now, do you even care that you moved away from that exact scenario with the Phillies? So, for those of you that don't know, the Phillies spring training was 15 minutes away from my house. And when I packed up my Jeep, God willing, made it here, like the first thing I thought of was like, shit, I'm going to miss spring training now. And yeah, I don't even care.
Yeah, you got the Tigers now, baby. We're 16-1 or whatever we are. Number 1 team in the country.
Yeah, they're filthy. That's all I think I sent in.
You remember when Paul Pierce got pushed in that wheelchair to the locker room? I'm going to need you to do that to get me to my bed. That's how in bad shape I am.
Okay.
Thank you. Well, we don't have a wheelchair, so you're going to have to carry me.
Well, that's going to be a tougher task. All right. I have a few questions for you. Fun stuff. If you were hypothetically at a bar and there is a jukebox available, what is your go-to song?
Ooh, probably ABBA or Queen.
Okay.
Who is ABBA?
I don't know.
It's like, gimme, gimme, gimme.
Oh, yeah, I see it now. Gimme. Megan knows the name of the song.
Yes.
Mamma Mia.
Oh, that's the Dancing Queen.
What?
Oh, Dancing Queen.
Yeah.
That's one of Eric Evans' favorite songs.
Yeah. I am the dancing
You
queen.
are the Dancing Queen. Yeah. Would you like to say what your favorite is?
Yeah, come on.
Oh, it's the thong song is the correct answer. That is the go-to. Get the asses out of the chairs.
I gotta say, but he was right. He's
What's
right.
the ideal time of night that you would put that on? Are we thinking like
at least
8, 10, close?
No, it's gotta be.
Well, what time would I put it on, or what time, like, do I think other people would thoroughly enjoy it? Because that's not the same. Because I would put it on right now.
It's absurd.
Yeah, you got to be. Your bar tab has to be at least like $50.
It's an 11 o'clock song. Yeah, it's 11:30.
It's not the last song that you hear.
That's right. People kind of hitting their stride.
The first one. I was gonna ask like what your rivalry was with Iowa State, but I'm not gonna do that now. Being from Iowa, what was your favorite road venue to go if you went to like football or basketball games?
I mean, Iowa State was fun because it was my hometown, but Northwestern probably because all my friends are from Chicago. Actually, Iowa and Northwestern are playing at Wrigley Field this year.
Oh,
I don't know if you guys knew that.
I
Yeah,
did not know that.
yeah, that's gonna be pretty cool. I also saw Iowa play Northwestern at Soldier Field in like 2008 or something. It was a long time ago.
How big of a dump was Soldier Field?
I mean, it's a classic stadium. I think they're getting a new one.
They need to more than
Yeah, I think I
the
heard that.
Trop in
anything.
Tampa.
No, stop. The Trop is sacred.
But I never went, but I think Wisconsin would be super fun too.
Camp Randall. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's on my short list of next to go places.
Yeah, I would love to go there.
Yeah,
And
so
Wisconsin's good.
my number one like bucket list sporting event was LSU Bama, which I got to do this past year
That's cool. Where was it?
at Tiger Stadium. It was
10 in the morning.
the most fun I've ever had in my entire life.
Yeah. I also want to go to Ole Miss.
Ole Miss is not bad. I'd say Ole Miss is a little overrated. If you're gonna make that trip that far, go to Georgia.
Oh, really? Are they on the water?
Athens, Georgia is the best college town in the country. Period.
Jeez.
It's amazing. It's
Agree to
lit.
disagree. I think Iowa City is pretty cool.
Go to Athens and report back.
Okay.
Athens is better than Baton Rouge by at least 100-fold. Athens is amazing. There's over 100 bars within like 2 miles of the stadium.
Oh,
It's
wow.
unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I was there the year Odell Beckham dropped that punt and we lost. Yep.
I have a question for you guys. Where do you guys think OBJ is going to end up?
The Jets, of course.
If he doesn't go to the Jets.
If he doesn't go to the Jets to play with Rodgers, I honestly think he would go wherever like the money is. I don't think he seems like a real ring chaser type of guy. He doesn't seem like
He got his ring.
let me be the 3. Yeah. Well, I mean that's what I'm saying. Like he's not trying to just accumulate them. So I think he would just like I could if the Bears threw him, Juju Smith money, like Smith Schuster money, 3 years, 33. I think that's what he's doing. I don't think he's going to get 3 years, but I really think it'll be the Jets.
Really?
Yeah. I think they're going to trade Elijah Moore, which I think is stupid. And they're going to pair Garrett Wilson with Odell. Well, Garrett Wilson, Lazard, and Randall Cobb, and all of the other Packers misfits. I think
It says here that Odell. I can't even talk. I'm literally. This is it. I'm done. You got to Pippin me back to my room. Pippin MJ, throw me over your shoulder and get me to the back. I can't. Odell wants $20 million. That ain't happening.
$20 million a year.
Yeah, that's not happening. So,
but that's exactly what I mean. He was going
yes,
to want
you're
that.
correct. He
Yes.
just wants money. That's right.
And I don't blame him.
I don't need it.
I don't blame him. It's probably your last
50 million.
contract.
Yeah.
Get paid.
Maybe I'll come to the Broncos. Has that been? Do we have any more money to give?
Well, I guess if they get off of Judy or Sutton, which I don't know why they would do that.
Yeah.
God, this is going to make for a great audio podcast. This is gonna be,
The dog barking too.
Pippin, you remember when Pippin had MJ on his shoulder? I gave you everything I had for.
no, I appreciate it. If you want to tap
76
out, you
minutes.
can. I got 2 more things. One, what's your go-to drink?
Vodka soda splash Korean with lime.
Basically.
Or if we're someplace classy, a dirty martini. Or shots.
Jesus.
What's yours?
Blue cheese stuffed olives?
Oh yeah. Or garlic. Have you ever heard of garlic stuffed
Blue
olives?
cheese is delicious.
Not in olives.
Absolutely.
Oh, God.
Mhm.
Well, I don't like olives. So.
I don't like blue cheese.
Oh.
I like it in my olives.
Did you say garlic stuffed olives?
Yeah.
it's delicious. Never had
And a
that.
Bloody Mary too. Oh, it's so good.
Interesting.
So you don't eat blue cheese with your wings?
Nope.
That's
Ranch.
unbelievable.
Ooh.
Oh.
My go-to, I'm just a simple seltzer guy. I mean, I can.
Watching your figure.
Well, no. I just got off beer. Too bloated. You can't eat with it. Seltzers, you just go all day. But I bartend, so I can.
Oh, nice.
I'm a chameleon.
Oh,
A big Jaeger guy over here.
oh God.
Do you have anything you would like to promote, or do you have anything coming up?
No, check out my TikTok. Go like my pics and then fade them.
And then leave hate comments.
And then leave hate comments.
Yeah. Sunny Hampton 1 is my TikTok. Sunny
Sunny
Hampton on Instagram. Follow me.
You heard her. This was fun. We will
Fun.
we'll definitely be in touch and have to do this again.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, you guys. I love this.
Absolutely. Blake, you can tap out, buddy.
You gotta pippin me back to the room.
I'm not going to. Everybody, subscribe, rate, review, do the damn thing.
Fairleigh Dickinson. I
And,
think you said the name of the school. Fairleigh Dickinson.
I have no idea what you're saying. But
I have a teaser. I took Fairleigh and Nevada. I don't know anything about either one, but
what is Fairleigh?
They're playing. They're about to play in like 20 minutes. They're playing Texas Southern. I got them plus 10.5. Tease with Nevada plus 7.5.
Oregon plays tonight too.
So just don't get blown out.
UC Irvine. Take Irvine plus 7.
Oh, there you go.
Watch it.
Plays of the day.
A little more teaser.
I'm on the Sixers money line. So
Oh God,
On-
I love who are they playing
on the
I love
road against the
tonight.
Cavs.
Oh.
Free fades. Thank you, Sonny. Peace out.